Hey, hey, loves. It has been too long. Oh, I'm super excited to be here with you all. And I left my water over there. You guys want to go on a journey? A journey for like 3 feet to get my water? I'm excited about all of this. It feels like 2 weeks, I think, since I've done a Facebook Live, which is really quite crazy. I didn't realize how much I've missed these. Oh my goodness. Okay. We're talking all about the magic of receiving. I was originally going to call this something a little bit more specific, I guess, down the lines of receiving 5K a day, basically by doing nothing, because that's what I'm focusing on, creating intention, all that goodness at this moment. So going to be sharing all that goodness with you guys, but decided to zoom it out a notch from the specific 5K a day goodness just to receiving money by doing nothing. All right, can you guys all see me, hear me goodness? I'm gonna let them know we are live. Okay, cool. This should be getting shared to all the appropriate places so everyone can find us. All right, guys. Well, hello, welcome. Definitely say hi as you hop on. If you want to drop a little emoji goodness in the comments here, if you're on live, so I know who all is here, I would so appreciate it. Oh my gosh, I feel like I've been tucked away somewhere. I don't know. I'm like, oh, it's so good. Hi, Kirsty. Hi, Emily. It's so good to see you guys. It feels like it's been so long. That's part of what we're going to be talking about today, actually, and it goes hand in hand with the idea of receiving money by doing nothing. This has been an interesting month for me. There's been so many breakthroughs and shifts, and so much of this year when I came into this space of yes, right now I'm chilly. I'm good now, I think, though, now that I've got a bright light on me. I feel much more comfortable when I have bright lights on me. I feel good. So coming into this year, it was all about this reconnection to myself, reconnection to really just breaking all the rules and setting all the rules on fire and giving myself full permission to just speak and be and live and share all of the messages that were coming through. And from that space led to me putting out, for those of you guys who have been in my community this year, tons of free goodies, challenges, free resources, free meditations. If you're new to the community, there's lots of goodness out there waiting for you. You can always go over to my website at ToLivingFree.com and get your hands on all kinds of goodness. And, it's really interesting. I think it's almost created this little bit of a name at this point. I was talking to one of my clients today, and I've heard this from a lot of my clients lately. They're like, you put stuff out all the time. How do you do it? How do you put stuff out all the time? There's always the new resource, the new program, the new whatever. What's really interesting at this point is I don't feel like I've done anything for the last month or a bit. I don't feel like I've been creating as much as I had in the past. And for me, it's not having a judgment around that, in terms of there was so much energy and I felt so liberated that I wanted to put all these things out all the time. And really what's been shifting in August, and probably why I think I see your comment here, Kirsty, that you haven't caught me live in a bit, probably because I haven't been live in a bit. I don't think I've been live for 2 weeks. And there was a time when I was going live daily almost, because there was so much to share and so much to talk about. And honestly, I think it's really good for me to go live. This is the funny thing I think that most people don't realize, is that me going live is kind of the same as me writing my emails. Yes, they're definitely for you guys. I love that you guys read them and interact and are here and connecting, and it's so much fun. But it's also my space kind of to emotionally process at times and work through things that maybe I'm working through in my journaling at the moment, and kind of just to unveil that for you all so that you can see what this looks like, because I know so often it's super relatable and also can make things a lot easier for you as well. So it's part of the reason of why I'm doing this Facebook Live today, is because I know that oftentimes it's looked like I'm doing all this stuff all the time, that I'm live all the time, that there's emails coming out all the time and new programs and workshops and all this goodness, which I have loved and adored, and none of it has come from hustle. None of it has had a launch sequence or any of that goodness. But what I've shifted into here, especially this month, is starting to automate a lot of what I'm doing And it's like the next frontier a little bit, right? And like, of course, funnels aren't new. I've been obsessed with funnels for a bit. But the new frontier of like, oh, it got really easy to put a program out, do a Facebook Live, sell some things, like rocking and rolling that, having the biggest months of my business from a space of ease and flow. And the interesting thing was, is it's like I craved even more time. And I wasn't even sure, and I'm still not even sure what the time is for that I'm creating. But I wanted to come on here and go live because I realized that I haven't really explained and shown you guys the other options in terms of how you can run a business. You've seen me in the very present, putting things out regularly mode from ease and flow, where it seems like all kinds of goodness is coming out all the time. But what's interesting is there's still goodness out all the time. There's still daily posts. There's still emails coming out almost daily and that sort of thing, and programs that are being sold daily. But a lot of it has been automated now. And that was something that I decided coming into this month, even the end of last month, that I was craving. Was the soul desires at times have been travel and luxury items and all of this sort of thing, and just being able to do what I desire. And then luxury items lately have become creating even more time. And let me be clear that I don't have a packed schedule by any means. I haven't even been using an alarm lately. I've been waking up pretty consistently at 9 o'clock in the morning, 9:09, pretty much on the dot consistently. I have 1, 2, 3 like trainings I do a week that are usually an hour or so. And then like just one-on-one coaching calls as my academy ladies, my 6-month mastermind ladies, which my academy just reopened for enrollment, by the way. If you want the details, click the link up at the top and it'll message all of them directly to you. But other than that, I don't have much on my schedule. Like I don't take calls or interviews or pretty much anything like that because I like to keep my schedule really open at this point. And so it's I have tons of time, but I was craving more. I was craving more and craving more, and just like carving out the space around me, because I've been really called to like write more and write books and travel the world and be off the grid and climb Mount Kilimanjaro and hike the Inca Trail and go to Egypt and do all of these other things that aren't possible if I'm in my business all the time, right? Who else feels this way? Who is craving more freedom? And you're trying to figure out like, well, how can I get more of the freedom in place? How can I bring in more of that into my life? Who is interested in freedom? I haven't got to look at the comments yet. I want to see who all is here. Hi, Kirsty. Hi, Nicole and Annabelle and Sierra. So good to see you guys. Hi, Legina. Natalie, so good to see you. Hey, Lamorla. Welcome, guys. If you're hopping on live, definitely drop a little love, drop an emoji, drop some goodness here so I can see who all is here. And I honestly would love if you guys are available for this, like even to drop in the comments here, like what is your vision at the moment for your business? What is the vision that you have at the moment for your business? What is it that you are craving more of? Is it like deeply wanting to serve? Are you wanting to work with like one-on-one clients? Are there products that you're wanting to put out there? I've been hearing this a lot actually lately from my clients, which is always really interesting. I noticed that my clients and I tend to like go through things at similar times, which of course that would make sense that I go through things and then I get to support my clients with it. And one of the things they've been bringing to me a lot lately is like wanting to simplify, wanting to have like these core signature programs that they can share with their audience. And so trying to learn like, well, how can I put the same thing out over and over again and still have a sense of urgency and inspire people to want to sign up for these things. And so there's been something a little similar for me even going on with like having my signature program of the Intuitive Entrepreneur and having my signature premium mastermind, which is the Turned On Rich and Free Academy. And then everything else that kind of happens outside of that is just like inspiration. So if I get inspired to do a random workshop or live training or a bundle or flash sale of something that's already been created before. But what's interesting is I see my business as actually being incredibly simplified. And I think sometimes from the outside, it can look like there's a lot of pieces going on, right? So I'm just kind of wanting to break that down a little bit more. And then how does this lead back to what we're actually talking about today of receiving money by doing nothing? And there's kind of two sides to this. So what I was originally going to call this Facebook Live was receiving 5K a day by doing, well, nothing, because that's what I'm naming and claiming at this point. is that I easily receive $5,000 a day through my business, whether I get up today and do anything or sleep in and do nothing and never check a single message or anything, but still that the money comes in. And of course, the impact is still happening. And so this is somewhere personally for me that I have needed to step in to open up to for this next level of knowing that I'm meant to impact millions, make millions. And I'm guessing you are too. And that's why you're here. And so to do so, you can't be working with like 7,000 one-on-one clients, right? Or a million. If you're meant to make millions, impact millions, you're probably not going to impact millions by only working with one-on-one clients. And so how do you start to leverage your time? How do you start to bend time and space and impact even more people than ever? And how do you receive just by being you? This flashing light, you guys can see this, right? It's from my fan, but it's like, nope. Gone. Now I have the glowing light over there. I guess those are the options at the moment. First of all, you can receive money without doing anything. And this is a question I get from my clients a lot. It's like, well, what does that actually look like? Don't you have to put something out there? You have to sell something. You have to be what I've decided is that, of course, people reach out to me every single day and ask how they can work with me and ask to sign up for programs. Like, I've definitely had people sign up for programs in the last 30 days that weren't even open, that I wasn't even talking about, because I believe that people do reach out to me every single day. And so that's one way that I consider like making money by doing nothing, is that you just decide that you're the type of person who has the type of impact and the energy that people are excited and eager to work with you because it wakes something up within themselves, right? So that's one way that I see it. Another way that I see it is with funnels. And I love and adore having funnels in place. And so really that's a lot of what's happening at the moment, is setting up funnels for my signature programs. And even a little bit of that for my high level mastermind for the Turn Down Rich and Free Academy, to remove myself from the situation. And here's what I mean, not the situation, not that any of my programs are a situation, but from the like actual in the Intuitive Entrepreneur or in Turn Down Rich and Free Academy. Of course, I'm 100% in there. I love getting into my Facebook groups every single day. I love answering my private clients' Voxer messages every single day. I mean, there's some clients today on Voxer that we went back and forth 2 or 3 times already today. Like, it's not that I don't want to be connected to my people. It's that I want to take the actual sales process and simplify it down and choose for it to be easier than ever, so that ideal clients reach out and purchase from me without me needing to do anything. Is this something you're interested in? Would you love it if just ideal clients, soulmate clients reached out to you or purchased your products without ever even talking to you? Because those are the 2 ways that I'm setting up my business right now. That ideal soulmate clients personally reach out to me about my Turned On Rich and Free Academy, which is my highest level mastermind. And all my other programs sell themselves either, well, through funnels for the most part. And so it's creating this like enormous space of freedom and time, so that I can write books, so that we're getting my t-shirt line ready, so that I'm starting a podcast with my husband, so that I can climb Mount Kilimanjaro and hike the Inca Trail and go to ancient spiritual sites and like tap more deeply into my spiritual psychic abilities and be able to write from that space and travel between realms and bend time and space and all of this, right? And the thing that's been the hardest for me is giving myself permission to now run my business and work in this way. It's so funny. It's like the things that are the true soul desires are often the things that we will not give ourselves permission to have and do, because we think that it can't be that good or it can't be that easy or people are going to judge us for it. I have had such a time this month of allowing myself. Well, of course, it was easy before. It was totally easy before. Like the ideas would come to me, I'd put them out, I'd write the emails, everything would come from flow. It was super fun. But now to go to this next level of basically non-doing and still allow the income to remain the same, if not increase, while impacting even more people is such an important piece to me. And the thing that I have to honor is that even if it's an important piece to me just because, and I don't even 100% know why this is so important, but I know it's the next thing that needs to happen, that when I say yes to my soul, life says yes to me. This is the same thing as buying a Chanel bag or, rebranding your website or moving to the beautiful home or staying at the 5-star hotel. I just realized even an hour ago, it's like, wait, if the soul desire is automate the business, so that I can be even more hands-on with my clients, so that I can do all these things that I don't even know what they are yet. well, then the faster I say yes to soul, the faster life says yes to me. So think about it. What are the things that you think would be nice to have if it worked out? Or if you could get funnels in place, like that'd be nice, right? But if they don't work, you'll still do sales conversations. Or like think about these different things that are so important to you, but that we judge them. Like, well, maybe they're not meant for me. Maybe, someone else gets to have a 7-figure business that runs itself from ease and flow and impacts millions and changes lives. And I get to write best-selling books from around the world and connect with people around the world and learn different languages. Some people get to do that, but maybe it's not for me. Like, who do I think I am? And I go through the same things. And this is the piece I think is so important, is that we get it in our heads that like we get to this certain point and suddenly it's like, it's ease and flow all the time. We always know the next thing to do. Actually, that's pretty true. You can choose to align with that space. You can practice being the next level. That's actually my screensaver that you guys would probably appreciate. Practice being the next version. And with a picture of Machu Picchu in the background because I'm craving Cusco and Machu Picchu right now. You can align with that space for sure. You can align with a space of just certainty and knowing that everything is always working out for you and knowing that you're divinely guided and knowing that, of course, you're the type of person who automatically receives a certain amount of money every single month, for sure. And it's not uncommon to second guess it at times and to need to bring yourself back into that alignment piece. And it's just like a relationship, right? You don't get married and then like, well, did the whole vows thing with the husband, so I guess we're good. Like, I'll talk to you at some point. Like, no, you build a relationship. You show up daily. You speak to the person that you love daily. It's the same thing with as you're aligning with this next version of you. It's a relationship that you're building. So I write my reality daily. I do these practices daily that bring me into alignment with this next piece. That doesn't mean that it's always easy to say yes to soul. Sometimes saying yes to soul is making investments that terrify you. Sometimes saying yes to soul is sending out an email or doing a social media post that you don't really want to talk about because it's kind of uncomfortable or you're afraid people are going to judge you. Like, this is all my life. This is my life on the regular. And sometimes saying yes to your soul is automating more of your business, and so that you can serve more, reach more, connect with more, right? Right. Okay. So that's what we're touching on today. And as you hop on, definitely say hi. I'm going to check out the comments here in just a second. It's so funny. Facebook used to just like automatically populate the comments. And now that it doesn't, sometimes I forget. I just am like, oh, no one's commenting, so I'll just keep talking. But I do see your comments. I will be looking at them here in just a second. So what this was originally going to be called was making 5K a day by doing, well, nothing. And where that's coming from is because that's the current intention. That's what I'm doing right here, right now, publicly, is I am naming and claiming it. That my business is shifting, that my business is, the message is not shifting. If anything, the message is just going to get bigger and bolder and more me and more supportive and more, period. But who said to do more, impact more, and make more, that you have to work more? That's where it's so like elementary, right? And we graduate from these different levels of our like spiritual evolution, but also our business evolution when we're ready. And there's not a certain amount of time that you have to go through these different lessons. You get to choose when you've had enough. When you've had enough of a certain lesson, when you've had enough of the hustle, when you've had enough of needing to put in the hours at the 9 to 5 to make money. You can also choose when you've had enough of putting in the hours at your freedom-based business that isn't so freedom-based, because I know that I had felt that way in the past, and I'm sure many of you have felt that way before. You're like, I have a freedom-based business. I can work and play from anywhere, except that means being right behind my laptop for 20 hours a day, right? That's so common out there. And so you get to also graduate from that version of doing business. And you get to start to shift into a space of ease and flow and lighting the rules on fire and launching in the way that feels best to you. It's why I got rid of all of the standard launching processes this year. And I don't typically, I haven't done a single webinar this year or typical launch sequence at all this year. Like that's kind of the next level of like aligned business, right? It's like you start in preschool and then you're in elementary school and then you're in junior high and now you're in high school. It's like you graduate through these different versions of aligned business, really is the best way to put it. And I can feel that for me, this next level is I will continue running my business from ease and flow, of course, and I will continue putting out products and programs and freebies and resources and everything else as inspired from ease and flow. So if you've been watching me do that and you're excited and into that and want to add that into your own business, absolutely please do. It's one of the most like energized, fun, profitable, impactful ways to work. And what I'm now choosing to add on to that is receiving without doing anything and giving myself permission to do so. Because there has been judgments from myself on myself of who do you think you are? And what are you possibly even going to do with that much time? And all of this. The other flip side of it is, have you ever considered when you hit all of your income goals and when everything becomes ease and flow and there's $1 million coming into the bank every single month, and literally if you did nothing, there would still be $1 million coming into the bank every single month, then what? I find that we like to keep ourselves busy, to keep ourselves distracted. Because if we're just busy with the to-do lists and the launches and what needs done less and work next and working with the clients and it keeps us from needing to go any deeper in our own lives and getting to the core of why are you actually here? What is it that you're now called to do? What is your message that you were meant to release on this planet? And so it brings about something, this receiving by doing nothing, receiving by doing nothing. It can make us uncomfortable. It can make us nervous. It can make us feel like we're not worthy enough. And it goes back to this idea of like when you're a little kid and you're playing in the flowers or playing with your childhood pet and eating a grilled cheese sandwich and doing cartwheels. There's never a point that you're like, I should do something today to be worthy of being on this planet, right? 2, 3, 4 years old, generally, we're still in a space of like, we believe that we deserve to be on this planet and be provided for and have an incredible life just because. If you watch the plants and animals, they have a similar experience. You're not watching the like bird that's like pulling out his to-do list like, oh, need to get back and reorganize those seeds. Probably should build a new nest today. I needed to pick up such and such, 3 bugs for the baby birds on the way home. Like, it doesn't happen. There's this unwavering faith within nature that, of course, because you exist, you deserve to thrive, really. The plant is not like, oh, I don't know, I'm kind of growing up the side of this house really quickly. Like, I don't want everyone to be judging me and think I'm growing too fast. Like, maybe I should pull it back just a little bit today. No, the plant's provided for. The sun comes through. The soil's great. It rains. It grows. We're the only species on this planet that somewhere along our evolution, whatever, either in the last 1,000 years, or even our evolution of like going from being born to being 10, 20, 30, 40, that somewhere along the path, we actually think we're worth less. That we're not, most people would, I mean, most whatevers would think that you'd be worth more, right? You have this amazing wisdom now. You're worth more to the community. No, we think we're worth less and that we have to do more and we have to achieve more and make more and create more in order to deserve to be on this planet, which is just downright craziness. What if you being on this planet is enough? What if you could receive wealth and income and create impact just by being you and shining your light? And I know it can feel a little scary or uncomfortable or crazy. I had that in the beginning too. And it's things I still deal with. Who do I think I am? Really? You think you deserve to just be able to thrive on this planet without doing anything? But it's old perfectionist-like habits. It's not truth. Because deep down, you know that you're enough. Deep down, of course, you're meant to be compensated for sharing your art, speaking your truth, and being alive. Of course. And I haven't even mentioned this at all, but if you are called to this, and if you're called to work in this way, and really you're called to graduate from the other levels of business and needing to hustle and do the launch sequences and make things happen, and you want to graduate into a space of ease and flow and creating as inspired, and even graduate from there into a space of receiving money without doing anything, just by being you, whether that's setting up funnels to support you and deciding that those are highly impactful and also create massive impact and income, or it's even just deciding that soulmate clients reach out to you on a daily basis, because that's what happens to me at this point as well. There's plenty of, I think it was almost 20,000 that came in last month from people reaching out to me, asking how they could work with me that wasn't even funnel related. So that's kind of this next level of aligned business. And if this is something you're called towards and want more of in your life and just crave and just can feel something with that soul pulling to you, then I did just open up my 6-month mastermind, the Turned On Rich and Free Academy. The link is up in the description. When you click that link, what happens is you automatically get a message from me with all of the details. There's an audio that I recorded for you that kind of breaks down everything. And then here's kind of the cool thing. You can ask any questions there. You can get more details. I have some epic bonuses going on at the moment. There's $2,000 off my mastermind at the moment, and private coaching sessions with me as bonuses. And there's an amazing pay in full bonus where you get unlimited one-to-one access to me for 2 weeks, where you can voice and text message me anything. So I was talking about earlier, where I'm on Voxer every day and I just have conversations with my clients there. Everything from business strategy to mindset and everything in between. That's all available right now. So if it's something that you're called to, definitely click the link up in the description. I believe it's pinned down in the comments as well. And the other cool thing is actually one of my Academy clients, she is rocking her own business, building her own business. And she's also joined me as my Academy ambassador / sales manager. So she hops into the messages and answers questions as well, because she can actually give you explain, as someone who's been in my academy for almost 6 months already, what does that look like? What does it actually feel like to be part of this? So it's not just access to me, it's access to an incredible community of go-getters who are like-minded and building their businesses in this way. So all of that happens as soon as you click that link up in the description or pin down the comments as well. Okay. I will look at your comments in just a second. So please feel free to drop any goodness, any questions about what we're talking about today, about these different levels of receiving, these different levels of aligned business. If you have any questions about the Academy as well, this is a great time to drop any of that in terms of who is it for and what is it about? More than anything, it's an energy, right? It's my highest level program. It's daily support. We have an amazing community. It's weekly mastermind calls. It's monthly virtual VIP days. There's at least one, if not two. There is some weird thing on my window, and I keep trying to see if it was a crack. It's not. It's like a giant mosquito. Which would I prefer, a giant mosquito on my window or a crack? There'll be destination VIP days that we do. Actually, here's the cool thing about the Academy that I can't believe I've even talked about this. I've just been going on and on and on about aligned business. When you sign up for the Academy, you get instant access to every program I've created on everything: funnels, email marketing, sales conversations, clarity cure, massive money manifestation, and everything in between, intuitive entrepreneur, all of those, $10,000 in programs. And the Academy is a fraction of that. It's crazy. That alone you get. And then you get access to anything I create for the next 6 months. Here's the other kind of, all programs, workshops, everything. You just get all access to all of it. The other kind of cool thing I just realized today is it's August right now, which means when you sign up for my Academy this month, we're going to be working together all the way through the new year, all the way through 2019, which, holy shit, 2019? How is it almost that time? But anyways, just another cool side note. So if you click the link up above, you immediately get all the details messaged to you, and you can just ask any and all questions there. Okay, so talking about receiving by doing nothing. I'm naming and claiming the fact that I am automating a ton of my business right now. So if this is something that you're interested in, it's not all hustle. It's not all hustle at all. I actually think I might start setting an alarm for myself again. We'll see. I was trying the no alarm thing because I thought at some point that my body would be like, you've had enough sleep. Now we can get up earlier. It's not happening. I need to stop claiming that one of my superpowers is sleeping, but I'm kind of good at it. And I kind of feel like I'll just keep sleeping 9-10 hours a night if I don't set an alarm. And then there's nothing wrong with that. There's anything that needs to be done. I just think getting up and being alive and writing books and stuff would be good too. So side note. All right, my loves, give me the comments here. What's going on? Who's not interested in that? Freedom. Totally. And like I said, really there's two levels that I see of aligned business. Well, let's real quickly through them. So you have like the trading dollars for hours shenanigans. And it happens for sure at like 9 to 5s and that sort of thing. But also, like, even if you start your own business, you really easily can start trading dollars for hours as well, right? It's like, okay, I get paid $50 for every coaching session I do. You're still basically trading dollars for hours. When you graduate from that, you start like getting off the dollars for hours train, right? You start doing maybe some group programs or selling some courses. You start putting some of those pieces in place. But what tends to happen is that next level right there, you're not trading dollars for hours anymore, but you're hustling like a crazy person. There's hustle and there's struggle, and I don't know if there's ever going to be enough money, and so I've got to follow this perfect sequence that some random expert told me that I have to do in order to make money, and I've got to follow it because it came from the holy grail of online marketing that was apparently delivered down from the gods to a couple key experts online, and thank goodness they got that goodness, and they were able to etch it into stone so that we can all now follow their perfect launch formula forevermore. It's not true. It's not true. It's a great way for people to sell stuff, but there is no one set formula that you are required to follow in order to be a successful entrepreneur, in order to make money. So that's kind of that like next level of aligned business is the, and we're not sure we'd really call it aligned business, but it's more aligned than trading dollars for hours of like living in the launch, living in the hustle, living in that got to get the next email together or the next social media post together, or the next whatever. Basically, you still feel like you have to do something to make something happen. Who has lived there? You got to do something to make something happen. You better send out that email to get the money coming in. You better do the Facebook Live to get the people to sign up for things. You better do the webinar, and you better do it right so that you get people to sign up for your program. I would say 80%, honestly, of probably the online entrepreneur world lives in this, what am I calling these, grade? This level. I've got to do something to make the things happen. I've been there, girl. I've been there. So if you've been there, you can raise your hand up. It's totally fine. No judgment. What my whole intention is for the visionaries, the creatives, the rebels, the revolutionaries, the artists, the spiritual and intuitive entrepreneurs who know there's something else going on here. And we're not really meant to be spending our entire lives trading our hours for dollars or trading our brain cells and emotional states for launches and hopes of making money. We know there's something better. And that's where this next level of aligned business comes from. And it's when you no longer do things to make things happen. So for instance, me doing this Facebook Live is not to try to get you guys to buy something because I got to do the Facebook Live to make the money. It's like, no, the money happens, right? This is what we're all talking about today, is the magic of receiving by doing, well, nothing. That literally, if I did nothing, that money would come in, even if I had no funnels or anything, that I know that just by being me, that people will reach out to me and purchase things or ask to purchase things. And yes, I have done some of the work ahead of time to have things to sell, but even if you didn't, even if you were just selling sessions or one-on-one coaching packages and you didn't even have a sales page for any of it, that you could do nothing except whatever feels most soul aligned and make money from it. Now, I'm not saying that if you sit on the couch and refuse to speak to anyone and you test out this experiment, this scientific experiment, where I'm going to do nothing all month and the money is going to come in, I'm not saying that's going to make you a millionaire, because I'm guessing that's not the most aligned action for you. Same with me. If I sat on the couch, and did nothing for 30 days straight because I wanted to test out if this works, it would not go well. Because I would go crazy if I had to sit on the couch for 30 days straight and do nothing. That would not be the soul aligned action. So it's not about, look, just sit on the couch, money will come in. However, you can sit on the couch and money can come in if that is the soul aligned thing for you to do at that moment. But then if the next soul line thing to do is get up and do a Facebook Live because it sounds like fun, even though you haven't done one in 2 weeks, you don't really know what you're talking about, but you know there's a message that's supposed to come through, then you do that thing. Sometimes soul aligned for me is repurposing emails. I haven't written very many emails this month, honestly. There's been a lot of repurposing of content because I've written a lot of amazing emails at times. And I can go back months and pull out great stuff. That's fine. If that feels soul aligned, that's great. So did I really do much? I mean, my team could even pull those out for me. And that's where you start to get in these spaces of like, well, I actually could make money by doing nothing. Doesn't feel like I'm doing anything. And so the next piece of it, there's that energetic side of it where people do reach out automatically and ask to work with me and ask to purchase things that of course is available to you right now as well. It's the whole point of the Turned On Rich and Free Academy, is aligning you with this space where you have access to all the strategies, but then you get to go through the buffet, the online marketing buffet, and you get to choose the ones that look the yummiest at that moment. There is not a set way that you're meant to sell online, but there is a beautiful buffet of things that you can do to connect with your people. If you love Facebook Live, Facebook Live. If you never want to do one in your entire life, it's not required. One of my clients asked me the other day if she even needs social media. No. There's nothing that says you're required to have social media. You could just have an email list. Rock it out. Be great. But what's actually the most soul-aligned thing? And by soul-aligned, another way you could think about this is like, what would be the funnest thing to do right now? That might sound a little less intense than what's the most soul-aligned thing. What would be the funnest thing to do right now? I wanted to get on Facebook Live. That was the funnest thing that I wanted to do right now. So what if you only did the fun things in your business? And what if, come to find out, the fun things are what puts you into an energetic state that makes you downright freaking magnetic, so that people, of course, want to reach out to you and work with you, because people buy your energy, not your programs and products. That's the magic. Can you imagine? I mean, this is what the Academy is all about. Can you imagine a group of turned on, rich and free women who come together and talk about all their brilliant ideas and intend on having as much fun as possible and only doing the things that feels most soul aligned in any given moment. And from that space that they're making money and having a big impact, and it all could be that easy. That's kind of the whole point. Like no one, and here's the cool thing, like no one can sign up for the Academy without going through me. So no one gets in there that I wouldn't have cocktails with. And I don't mean this in a bad way. Like, if you don't drink, that's fine too. No one gets in there that wouldn't want to dance and have a party with. It's just like, it's not another program. It's my soul. The space is learning to connect to your soul and learning to work in this way. And really, it's not even a learning. You don't need to become anyone besides who you already are. What you need to do is drop all the BS and the shields and the veils and the stuff that we have piled onto us and decided is true. I must do a 3-part video series in order to launch my program. Well, no, let's go ahead and burn that. Unless you want to, by all means, but it's not required and you don't need to wear it around anymore. I need to always show up professional on all of my Facebook Lives and have a full face of makeup and hair done professionally, ideally within the last 24 hours. No, not required. You get to be all of you. You step into this space of complete certainty. You start practice being the next version. If I were already making the money, because I know the money is already available to me, because every spectrum of what's available to me, everything from not having anything to being incredibly successful, all of those alternatives are available to you right now. So why not just choose the one that's the most fun? Why not choose your reality? Why not write the story that you decide to write? And why not immerse yourself in a community who sees you for who you actually are and supports you with that on a daily basis? And I'll be there with you every step of the way. That's exactly what Turned On Rich and Free is all about. Okay? Questions on what we're talking about today, questions on the Academy, questions on receiving without doing anything, any of it. Kirsty, yes, I stress so hard when I have lots scheduled. I love being home with my baby, but sometimes it feels like my time just goes into some black hole. Yeah, it can. And you can also choose that there's always more than enough time for you, because you are a powerful being. You are a soul having a human experience. You can bend time and space. You can make time last forever. You can speed it up. You have the power to tap into all of this always and always. Hi, Monique. Hey, Ellen. Christy, Carrie, so good to see you. Christy, I love listening to you. Always shifts me into the right mindset. Love it. And that's really a lot of it. I think that's where it even becomes difficult to explain, like, this is how this thing works, because it's not even about that, right? If we remember that we're souls having a human experience in a physical body, so much of what we do is less about you needing to absorb the information I'm giving you, even though you'll have access to all of the information that I create, which is a lot. But above and beyond that, what is happening back here? Chill here. it's more about the energetic state, right? It's about, wait, I want that level of ease. I want that level of faith. I want that level of knowing that I'm completely provided for and that money always shows up for me. And being around someone who already fully believes that, it's almost like it's just transferred over. Like you get to just soak it up by being around people. It's the same reason that I invest in coaches and mentors to be around as well. I never do it from a logical space. I always do it from, well, I feel like I need to be here. I don't even know why, so I'm in. Right? And if you know someone that like needs this training, feel free, please share it far and wide. Let people know it can be easy. That's really why this is such a revolution, is because we're taught that we need to hustle. We're taught that we need to put in the time, but there's no such thing as a certain amount of time that you're required to hustle and put in the work before you're allowed to let it be easy and flow-based and soul-based and all of that goodness. That's a choice. It's a choice. When have you had enough of being at the preschool level of business? When have you had enough of trading your dollars for hours or hours for dollars? When have you had enough of the hustle and the grind and the struggle? You get to pick. You could either spend years and years in this space, or you could spend 30 minutes and just put your boundaries up real quick and be like, that stuff sucks. I would like to go to the next level now, please. It's a choice. It's a choice. Vision, working with one program, recovery, love Sierra, online with an amazing group of people recovering from trauma, addiction, and mental health illness. I still have one-on-one coaching for recovery as well. Then I get to spend my time writing books and blogs and speaking within specific fields. Love it. Revolutionize how we are working with mental health. I love it. So, so powerful, lady. And that's the first piece. Like if you had a magic wand and you could just wave it over your life immediately, what would it actually look like? Have you considered this? This is a great journal prompt. It's actually at the top of my journal right now. If I had a magic wand I could wave over my business and make anything happen, I would. Because you can do anything. And this is exactly what I've been doing. This is why I'm closing my big Facebook group. And people can now join me in my Intuitive Entrepreneur Challenge group. I've had that free resource out there. I'm making changes to a lot of my programs. I'm automating a lot of things. If I gave you a magic wand right now, tell me in the comments, if I gave you a magic wand right now and you could wave it over your business and literally change anything, what would it be? Tell me in the comments. Hi, Kelly. Allison, good to see you. Hey, Angel. Megan Elizabeth. That's an awesome journal prompt I used today. If my business was automated and I have $14 million in the bank, what would I do? Exactly. Kind of the same thing as the magic wand. If I waved the magic wand over my business, what would that look like? What would I change? And this is where, like I said, I'm automating a lot of my business right now. And I had a lot of weird guilt and shame and judgment about it because I'm like, but I need to be there. I need to be there for everything. I need to be there with my hands on in every situation. And it's like, what I had to remember is that my energy is what's important. And of course, here's the thing. This is why I have the Academy. My Academy clients always have access to me. I answer questions every day. We have coaching calls every week. They have private access to me even. Like putting all of my energy into the go-getters who are ready to go to the next level. And then of course I'll do random workshops and random Facebook Lives. But really where I see myself being live going forward is random Facebook Lives on here. Boop, boop, boop. I don't know why that sound effect went with it, but that's what random Facebook Lives sound like. And then being in the Academy, in my highest level mastermind. And I just keep seeing myself like doing calls for my Academy while I'm like down at Aguas Calientes at the base of Machu Picchu and like, you know, climbing Mount Kilimanjaro and going through the different like layers of jungle and mountain goodness and being on safari and being in Iceland. And I'm just like craving all of this, traveling the world and going to these ancient spiritual sites and channeling and all of these pieces. How fun is it going to be to get to take the most incredible women along with me while they're in this mastermind for 6 months? And we have virtual VIP days we do. We have more in-person VIP days coming up. It's really just, you get everything. And it's kind of a freaking absurdly low investment. Like, it easily should be a 10K to 20K price point, and it is significantly less. It's back at the founder's rate at the moment, actually. So if that's something you're interested in, if you kind of like insane value, if you'd like to get $10,000 of my programs, if you'd like to have weekly calls with me, if you'd like to be the most epic community, click the link up in the description or the one that's pinned in the comments. Hey, Brooke, good to see you. The Academy is amazing, ladies. I talked to several women there today to support my program that's launching, my book that's being published, and my personal love life. It's a sweet tribe of women in powerful space. Join us if you want that kind of community. It's a sweet tribe. I'm screenshotting this, Sierra. This is what I do. These are my bedtime stories. I just lay down and I read testimonials. I'm kidding, but I love them. They make me happy. Brooke, I'm with you on the alarm thing. I don't generally set one, but feel myself starting to feel guilty when I don't wake up early to get stuff done. So this is the thing I'm dealing with on this, Brooke. I don't have any things that actually need to be done. So this is what this whole Facebook Live is about, is like choosing to receive $5,000 a day by doing nothing. I'm not a lazy person by any means. And actually, I don't give a damn. Even if you are a lazy person or I am lazy, whatever that even means. There are times where I do super lazy things, and there's times where I hustle from a space of high vibe hustle. The thing that I just don't think I need 10 hours of sleep a day. I'm like, there's gotta be, like, literally if I'm just sitting outside, and I keep looking out the window because it's so gorgeous out our window. Even if I'm just sitting here looking at the mountains. But then again, I think I do a lot of astral traveling and stuff while I sleep. So who's not to say I just spend 10 hours in other dimensions and then I spend 10 hours here. I don't know where I'm spending the other 4 hours in that equation. 14 hours here, 10 hours in other dimensions. Never mind. Don't need an alarm. I'm busy flying around, time traveling and stuff. I choose to no longer believe in the hustle. Because here's the thing, and I've seen it play out consistently. Like, the less I hustle, the more I flow, the more I receive, the more I serve. Hustle makes no sense. Now, there's a time where I feel inspired to do like the high vibe hustle. I don't know why this, we're just being real. I'm like, actually what I feel like right now is pumpkin beer. Pumpkin beer is the opposite of high vibe hustle. Pumpkin beer is just high vibe. I also love that the local brewery has decided to put out pumpkin beer in August. Thank you, local brewery. I will be imbibing in your pumpkin beer here shortly. I don't know where that came from. No hustle, only pumpkin beer. That's going on the t-shirts. Oh my God, it's a t-shirt. You guys, I'm so excited about the t-shirts. The only issue with the t-shirts is I have like 20 plus designs picked out at this point. Well, sayings that we're creating the designs around, which I'm doing a lot of, and I totally could hire someone to do, but I kind of love design. And I had this dream the other night. It woke me up at 4 a.m. because I kept seeing myself wearing my new t-shirts and coming up with new ideas for all the quotes and stuff that are going on the front. So obviously then I had to sit there on my phone and type up all of the different quotes that are coming to mind for my new t-shirt line. Why am I getting so, because the pumpkin beer t-shirt. This is the fun thing. I used to think that I didn't know how to do products, or that I couldn't, I don't know. I'm a service-based entrepreneur. I've been a coach. I can do sessions. It's all the same damn thing. It's all just energy. And when you graduate from these different levels of business that we've been talking about, when you're no longer like grinding, when you're no longer trading dollars for hours, when you're no longer in hustle mode that you've got to do the perfect launch sequence to make money, and you let yourself shift into like a more of a fully aligned business where you're either just like working from ease and flow, or literally just receiving money by doing nothing, and remember that people love to pay you and all that goodness. Like, it's all energy. I don't edit anything anymore. Like, I've thought about putting out weight loss programs. I can put out business coaching programs. My husband and I are at some point going to do a relationships course. He was watching a training today. He's getting our podcast already. We're studying. Can I say it? I think we're calling it the Conscious Life podcast. That's going to be my husband and I that we're going to do together. And it's just going to be all aspects of conscious living and conscious earning and conscious relationship and all of that goodness. Like, and sell t-shirts and sell journals and jewelry and all these other things. And it's like, we think that we have to work up these levels before you're allowed to be an author and a speaker and a clothes designer and a coach and a whatever other things you want to do. And yet I just stopped listening to all the BS out there and lit the rules on fire and just decided it could all happen this year. And guess what? It did. Like, anything, all these things that have been important in my business for ages, making $70,000, $100,000 a month, starting to shift into, from there, that's what has been happening, shifting into 5K days from funnels and ease and flow. Like, it's just so fun getting to every single day get on my phone. I was just thinking that, getting on my phone and see, like, I get to see the names every single day of people who purchase my programs and are opting in for things. And it's so much fun. I'm just bringing it up right now because it's amazing to see. So I like, if you have purchased something from me, it's not that like, oh yeah, she's purchased something, whatever, more money in the bank. I energetically send support to every single person who purchases. It means so much to me that you've decided to step into this space. And so like, what if you gave yourself permission to let it be easy? What if we've been trained wrong? What if this next evolution of business and money and spirituality and consciousness is about ease, not hustle? You need to hear all of this today. Love it. Hey, Marianne. Kirsty, absolutely. If you had the magic wand and you waved the magic wand, if you're just hopping on, this is a question. If I gave you a magic wand that you could wave over your business and literally create or shift anything that you desire, because you can do anything, what would it be? And it's not like a genie. You don't get 3 wishes. You can have as many wishes as you want because you're a magical being who can write the story of your life in any moment. So money is always available. Clients are always available. Soulmate clients, of course, can reach out to you every single day. Money is easy. Life is easy. This is the stuff that I write every single day is I just write my reality. I write my life into reality of knowing what's true for me. Of course, sales come in every single day. Of course, it's easy. Of course, people interact with my Facebook Lives. Of course, my audience is growing on the daily. Let it be easy. Angel, I'm overdoing consultations for my online one-on-one package. Feels like I'm forcing myself even though I know I can help them with their needs. Yeah. Like, who made up that rule? Who made up the rule that you're required to do a certain number of one-on-ones? Who made up a rule that you can only charge this much or this much? Like, there's so many rules that we make up in our business. It's one of the first things I have my clients do. Like, just take a moment and look at your business and look at your earnings and look at what you're doing and how much of those are like true things that actually do need to be done, and how many of the things in your business are just things you've made up. Like, well, no one would ever pay over this price. If I make over this much a month, I probably have to work really hard. I probably need to be sending emails this often. I probably need to be doing this many Facebook Lives. It's all just made up. And so when you start to remember that it's just a story, like you literally can look back over your entire life and you see all these memories and these things that have happened, but they're things that you've chosen to be for some reason. Some of them are fun, some of them were scary, some of them didn't feel good at all, but they all had lessons in them for you. And so the issue is that so often we look back at the past and we pull all of the random stuff from the past and use it as evidence to define what's going to happen next. Instead, what if you just let each memory and each experience be what it is and realize that you get to completely design something brand new right now? So just because you have this many years of being this kind of person who looks this way and acts this way and receives in this way has absolutely nothing to do with what happens from this moment moving forward. This is the biggest disease of our culture. This is who I am because these things have happened in the past. And so now I'm going to take all of this and I'm going to carry this baggage and I'm going to drag this garbage all the way into the future. You know what? I did this launch this one time and 4 people signed up, so I'll probably never have a successful launch my entire life because I have evidence. It happened once, only 4 people signed up. Why are you carrying that crap around? Humans are storytelling individuals, and you can either use your story to serve you or to slay you, really. So you're going to keep telling the story about how things are hard and how things are complicated, and you have to, quote, find clients. I've never found a client in my 5+ years of being an entrepreneur. Every single client has always found me. Do you have to work harder to make 10,000 than you do 5,000 or 50,000 than 10,000? Just another rule. You could write a different story. You could choose differently if you'd like. You are in complete control in every moment. And when you tap into who you actually are and you remember who you actually are and you zoom out the perspective, zoom out the focus so that you're not focused right here on your to-do list and what needs to happen to make money. And instead you're looking at life from such a global, if not a universal perspective. and you start to remember who you are. And of course it gets to be easy. And why in God's name would you need to have a 3-part video series in order to get people to buy your things? Why not be that magnetic? Why not be the person that of course gets paid to be, to speak, to breathe? It's a choice. But if you don't believe that you're valuable enough for that, then you better believe that people are going to second guess your pricing and question you and ask if you can give them a discount. That stuff never happens to me because that would be craziness. I just don't even believe it's a possibility. So I can't tell you anytime, I cannot think of a single instance of anyone asking if they could have like a discount on my program. It doesn't happen because I fully see my value, so do other people. People are engaged with my content, consume my content, comment on my content, use my content to shift their lives because I believe that I'm someone worth listening to. Do you believe the same about yourself? If you're not getting the likes and the following and the engagement that you desire, the question to ask is, do you actually believe that you deserve it? Just because you desire it doesn't mean anything's going to happen. You actually have to name and claim that you are that kind of person who obviously has a big following because you're a massive influencer and the words that come out of your mouth on a daily basis are pure truth that connects to the soul of your audience, and they can just feel your energy in every cell of their body, and it awakens something that they know they knew was there, but it had been missing. And so yes, of course, I must buy anything you're putting out because this feeling is the truth I've been craving. That's the magic. That's why I created Turned On Rich and Free Academy. This is what I'm doing with my high-level mastermind clients on the daily basis. If you're ready to graduate from the other levels of trading dollars for hours and other levels of business, other levels of hustle, and to step into a space of ease and flow and alignment and community, if you're ready to basically let what makes you weird make you wealthy, to be even more of you, to step into ease and flow. And yes, if you'd like, we can automate your business as much as you desire, and you can choose to have soulmate clients reach out to you on a daily basis. It's all available. But the question is, what do you choose? Because the thing that you have forgotten is that this magic wand I keep offering to you guys that you could wave over your business, it's been in your hand the whole time. But you forgot. Gives me chills. Your job is simply to remember. You don't need to become anything else. You already are everything you need to be. You are the expert. You have the power. And if you're ready to unleash it and you're called to work with me, click on the link in the description. It's also pinned in the comments. I would be honored to support you on this. Please let it be easy. All right, my loves, any questions before we wrap? Chills, chills, chills. The easier it gets, the easier it gets. All right, my loves, to Living Free. This is Jessica Caver Lindholm. If you are called to work together, my 6-month mastermind just reopened for enrollment. It's at the founder's rate. It's currently $2,000 off. You get access to every program I've ever created, plus anything I create for the next 6 months, all the way into 2019, which I cannot even believe. Weekly mastermind calls, daily ask me anything questions over in our community. I'm in there every single day. There's some private coaching bonuses. There's a pay in full bonus where you get 2 weeks of unlimited Voxer access with me, which is voice and texting access. I check it every single day, even through the weekends. I've Voxered several clients multiple times today. We just have conversations. Can you imagine just having this conversation every single day for 2 weeks together? Can you imagine what had happened just in those 2 weeks, let alone the entire 6 months together? Monthly virtual VIP days will be at least 1, if not 2 destination VIP days. All the goodness, all the goodness. All right, my loves, if you have anything, don't hesitate to reach out. As soon as you click the link up in the description, you'll immediately get sent the details in your messenger. It's a little messenger link. I'm super excited about this messenger link. I just figured out how to use it and we got it all set up. So as soon as you click that link, you'll get all of the details on Turned On Rich and Free Academy. You get a voice note for me and my amazing Academy ambassador. She's also one of my Academy clients, Christy, actually. She'll be in there answering questions as well. So if you want someone else's perspective on what it's like to be in the academy, she's actually been in there. She made her investment back within 6 weeks. She's a rock star. She has her own business, and she felt so passionate about this work that she's decided to be my academy ambassador as well. That's what it's like. That's what the community is like over there. Like, for life. We're in for life. It's the people that you just want to hang out with and change the world with. All right, my loves. To Living Free. This is Jessica Caber Lindholm. If you feel called to join me, I can't wait to meet with you and connect with you live and work together in this way for the next 6 months. And either way, sending you all the love in the world. Let it be easy.